Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. We're going to be diving back into Algorand today. Again, looking at a more zoomed out perspective. Right now, we're currently sitting at around 25.8 cents. And I think potentially here, I wanted to show you a little bit of a correlation in regards to what might be happening. So on the weekly time frame, okay, you can see this is our current all-time high. Right now, coming back through these fibs, I've added a few more levels on the fibs here, okay, looking for some areas of support, which may tie up in regards to price action. And I'm going to dive into that very shortly. But we're retracing from this high, coming back to this low here in during COVID times, okay, back in March 2020. So again, I've relayed this in many videos. You had this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and right now algo and the rest of the markets are in this sort of correction, capitulative, bear market. However, a lot of people have different ways to describe it, okay, but whatever it is, okay, it's a downtrend, okay, and until you start breaking key resistance and getting above previous levels of support that we was once holding, okay, we can't have a particularly bullish outlook. That's not to say that it's not it's a terrible project or I don't have faith in out or anything. I'm just showing us what the charts are telling us right now, okay. I'm just looking at the charts and giving us some information, and that information that's very key to keep in mind here is that we're definitely coming from this high, retracing to this low. We're looking to find support along the way during all of this negative news, these capitulative events that are happening within the space. You know, the past week's been like no other in crypto that I've seen, and for many others that I'm hearing from too. So it's just really hard to keep a track of right now. There's a lot of manipulation, and whilst there's a lot of FUD, a lot of negativity, and a lot of weak hands, paper hands, people that aren't holding their crypto, I think we're going to see more downside, especially with exchanges. Okay, there's quite a lot of FUD going around about other centralized exchanges such as Crypto.com, KuCoin, and OKEx, and many others as well. Okay, now one way to get away from this, sorry to just come off the video quickly, but again, cold storage, guys. Get yourselves onto some cold storage. Invest in a Nano, whatever it may be. Okay, a Ledger, just some sort of offline cold wallet. Keep your crypto in there. Keep it safe off the exchanges, guys. Not financial advice. But anyways, diving back into this. So we're coming from this high, retracing to this low. You had these 5-wave impulsive moves. Right now, you're basically crashing and coming back down for a level of support. So what I'm looking for here is we was currently holding the 702 at 27 cents here on the fib. Okay, so we was holding this area of support previously, okay, this area right here, and you can see we was coiling up and we formed, this is quite a bearish pattern right here. So you've got higher highs, okay, and you've got this horizontal level of support. So this is called a right-angled broadening wedge, okay. And when you start to come down and lose this level of support of the broadening wedge, okay, of which you can see that algo is currently doing right now, you do start to sort of retrace the lower targets and sort of fill in this target here and come down for a lower low. So in comparison, if we're going to go have a look at the Bitcoin chart right now and see some correlation here. So diving into Bitcoin, you can see again, Bitcoin had something very similar. Okay, it had higher highs, it had a horizontal level of support. This was its horizontal level of support. Once it's lost that support, it ran into its resistance and then had this capitulation and this crash. And ever since it lost 28k, which was that foundational level, we have seen further downside. So I'm looking at something very similar here for Algorand, where it's been putting in these higher highs, okay, but it's lost this horizontal level of support within a very similar pattern, a right-angled broadening wedge. And again, Bitcoin is, I think, coming down to meet that target. So technically speaking, Bitcoin is looking to retrace down to, in my eyes, I think 14k I was looking at, top end of 13, the higher 13s, low 14s. So that for me is the technical target for Bitcoin because of this right angle broadening wedge. Now if we dive back into Algorand here, you'll notice with Algo we're forming something very similar. Okay, it's a bit more sharper. If you zoom in a little bit, it's something very similar. As I said, you've got these higher highs, okay, and you've got this horizontal level of support. Right now you're losing that horizontal level of support, so you're looking at retracing to lower targets. So the target for me potentially for algo here is to come down and retrace, I think, to the 0786 and around this sort of area of support right here, previous support that we had where algo came up, it lost it, resistance, it broke back above. Okay, so around here you've just got action. Okay, there was a lot of support, there was resistance at the same time, but it's a point where you're likely to see some sort of reaction to algo here. I think if you come down to 20 cents, I think this is where algo is trying to get to. Again, not financial advice, but retracing to this low, you've lost the 702, So for me, the next point of contact is the 786, okay, and that sits at 20 cents. Again, if you are invested in algo, you're quite knees deep in it. I know emotions can be really hard hitting during times like this, okay. All I've known since being in the market is downside, okay, but you know, you even your odds out and you DCA into these things, okay, and you take your time and just believe in your projects, because this is happening for a reason. It's not just out of the ordinary, okay. This isn't some sort of tip. It could be a black swan event for all we know, okay. You can see a cascade of exchanges just collapse and a massive flush of the market occurs, and you know, a lot of the altcoins do start capitulating back down to their lows of March 2020. So it's very unfortunate at the moment, but this is what I'm looking at here, okay. You have had this right angle broadening wedge. You failed to break above this resistance. You lost this horizontal level of support. What's important here is today's close again for this week, okay. This weekly candle close here, if this closes below this 702, it just kind of indicates you are looking to come down to this 20 cent area for support, okay, and retest this previous area that we had here back in 2019, early 2020. So that's what I'm looking at here, guys, for algo on the larger time frames of things. In the near short term, okay, we're going to have a little look here. So we're retracing, we managed to come up to here on the daily time frame. We're retracing back down to this low. Again, I think if you start to close on the daily, if you start to close below 25 cents, okay, in this current low right here, which Algorand's trying to push towards, if you do lose below that and start closing, you hit your head on it as resistance, then I do think you're looking to come down to 23 cents in the near short term on the daily, maybe see some sort of relief, and then potentially continuation down to that 21 cent area, heading towards that 20 cents that we was looking at the 786 on the weekly. So it's all about this low at the moment. If you hold that, okay, if we do come back and we come back and we bounce off it as support and start working our way through, we've got resistance above, okay, and that 28 cents is key resistance at the 050. So if we was to start to bounce here and get some sort of support and work our way up, okay, we've got high levels of resistance above us here, moving forward, retracing back to this high at 32 cents. And it could just be a struggle moving forward here, guys. I am expecting further downside, I'm not going to lie to you, but it is what it is. I could be completely wrong. We could just bounce here, okay, hold up for a bit and start to work our way back up to resistance, as I've said. Or again, if you start to lose it and hit your head, do look for further downside, potentially to either one of these targets here on the daily time frame. So that's a quick update from me today, guys, on Algorand. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please do like, comment and subscribe. From Chart Nerd TA, take care, peace out.